Got a big crowd tonight. It's good to see everybody. And we are live on YouTube, rocking and rolling here. Let me click this off as soon as it rotates over. It is good to see everybody here on a beautiful Wednesday night. A nice, cool 40 degrees outside and cloudy and supposed to rain and all that stuff, but that's okay. But we are glad that you're here. Hope that you're nice and warm, tucked in tonight, and doing what you do best, and that's hanging out with us at Wednesday Night Training. Appwizard Studio, Wednesday Night Training brought to you by the Appwizard Studio team. And I'm still waiting for YouTube to connect. I just want to make sure it connects. Sometimes it doesn't. And I don't, there it goes, and it just connected, and we are ready to go. Let me bring back up this slide presentation. We're not going to be in the slides very long. Can everybody see the slide? Can everybody see where it says Wednesday Night Training presented by the Appwizard Studio team? It is good to have everybody here with us this evening. We are live on YouTube as we speak, and we're going to continue to roll through training. Now last week I brought up eSwit. It's a free shopping cart program. It is excellent. And as always, after I do a training like that, people start going into it and playing with it. And I was asked by just about everybody on last week's training, said, Kerry, could you go through that program, kind of go through it in layman's terms and show us how to use it so that we can place it in our apps? Hey, Jacques, how you doing, buddy? And so we're going to walk through eSwit tonight and how to kind of create a quick store. And I'm going to show you how to go into Stripe. Now, one thing I did find out when I was putting this training together, in order to use Stripe in this program, you do have to get the $15 program. But you're probably going to need the $15 program anyway, because you can only use 10 products in the free program. And with everything that's in Appwizard Studio, and when you build out your store, you're going to need more than 10 products anyway. But this is an amazing program that does so many things. In literally minutes, you can have your store set up and ready to go. So we're going to go through that tonight. Once again, welcome to Wednesday Night Training. It is good to have everybody here. And for those that checked in late, next Wednesday will be our last training of the year. We'll get ready for Christmas and come back on the 2nd of January, ready to go and knocking out the gate so you can all do another. I hope everybody did at least 6 figures this year, 6 or 7. That's always my hope, that you achieved that goal, if that was your goal. But if 7 figures wasn't your goal, I hope you achieved whatever goal you set last January when we were in this same position talking about goals and setting up the year to come. So if you didn't reach the 7 figures this year and that was your goal, now's the time to reflect and look back and ask yourself why. Could be you just didn't work hard enough. Maybe you just weren't focused. Maybe you were splattering against the wall, way too many things, and didn't zero in on the product that you can sell the best and get the best at. I mean, there's a million reasons why, and we could sit down and consult and go over those things for hours and hours and hours. But I can guarantee you that if you go look in the mirror and you say, why did I not achieve my goals this year? And you're absolutely brutally honest with yourself. And I think that's the biggest mistake business owners make. They usually blame it on politics, events, other people, change in whatever. I can tell you, none of that stuff really matters if you get out and work. You're going to find people that buy your product, that need your product, and more importantly, they need you. Okay? They need you. So you just have to go out and make that happen. But if you have not joined our Facebook group, go to facebook.com/groups/AWS Mastermind. That's AWS Mastermind. Excuse me. There's a lot of great information in that group. So go to facebook.com/groups/AWS Mastermind. Join our YouTube channel at Appwizard Studio. You'll see the little icon there. Just go to search for Appwizard Studio and you can join our YouTube channel. All of our trainings are live on Wednesday night on YouTube, as long as everything connects correctly. That's right. Jacques says I'm totally responsible for myself and my earnings. You're absolutely correct. I can't do that for you. Tom can't do it. Jerry can't do it. Duke can't do it. Eric can't do it. Henry can't do it. Don can't do it. I mean, there's nobody on this training that can do it for you except yourself. Real quick disclaimer, Appwizard Studio nor I cannot guarantee just because you are watching training, you will make any sales, create any traffic, or increase your income. We were just talking about income. Every person is different, has different work ethics and different desires. Some people desire to sit on their butt and watch everybody else make money, and I desire to make money and watch everybody else sit on their butt. So, it's funny I'm saying that. Roger Pineda surpassed 1,000 apps this year. He's well above that now. He surpassed 1,000 apps this year. Roger is somewhere like early 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s, somewhere right around there. Just had a birthday not too long ago. And he gets out every day and goes out and sells apps. Anywhere from 5 to 10 a week. He goes out and he sells beacons to every one of his customers, anywhere from 5 to 10 a week. And he creates a residual income for every customer he has now. Over 1,000 apps he has sold since 2012. So that's a pretty good business. But the reason he does that is because he gets out and works. And he called me. And he said, he said, I've had 3 people call me in the last week and say, man, how do you do it? And, three, I know several people that communicate with him and said, how do you do it? And he said, the only way you're going to do it is if you get out and start talking to people. You're not going to do it from your living room. And that's his simple philosophy, and he gets out and goes to work. So if he can do it, you can do it. How many of you can see my screen there? It says eSwid Product Pricing Help Partners blog. Can everybody see that? Last week, we started talking about the eSwid program, and I assume that's what it's called. But this is an amazing program that I actually stumbled across with a partner I have in another company. And they used it. And I thought, wow, that is a really nice shopping cart platform. And so I pulled it up, and sure enough, and of course, the first thing you see here, it says free. Okay. Now, I will tell you that the Stripe edition on this, you do have to upgrade to the $15 a month. But that is an investment in your business. And if you don't have a mobile store, you need a mobile store. And I'm going to show you a live screenshot in just a moment of one of my mobile stores and what it did in the last 4 weeks to show you why you need a mobile store. So anyway, this is called eSwid. And we're going to take a look at this program. Now, I'm going to bring up real quick eSwid on the share. Let me jump over here. Okay, can everybody see the screen now? Can everybody see the browser is what I'm trying to say. Can everybody see the screenshot now? You cannot see the screenshot now. Oh, I hate this program. How about now? Can you see the screenshot now? Really? How about now? Yes, now? You can see the platform? No? What in the heck? What do you guys see? Greetings, Carrie Miller. You see greetings, Carrie Miller? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be seeing. That's what you're supposed to be seeing. Yes. Greetings, Carrie Miller. That's what you see, right? I mean, it's the screenshot of my browser, right? Everybody see that? Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, greetings, Carrie Miller. Okay, this is the Eastwood program. Okay, and this is the free version. I do not have this set up with Stripe. I am going to set this up after the first of the year and use this for a couple of products and some things that I'm selling because it's very inexpensive and it's a lot cheaper than Stripe. So, but I am going to use this. But you can see here that this is very, very simple. Okay, this is the platform. They've got an app and everything. And when you come into here, you're going to come in here and you're going to create your account. Now, obviously, I've already created my account. Okay. Then you're going to go create your online store. Now, when you do this, if you want to attach this to a website, great. But really no need to. You know, there's no need in setting up another website. So say, no, I do not have a website. And they're going to build one for you. Now, I've already gone through that phase to build the website, and it took literally 2 minutes. And this is the link. Does everybody see this link right here? HTTPS, Moby Ad Group, eastwood.com. This is the link that will go inside of your mobile app. Okay. This will go inside your mobile app. So we're going to proceed to the next step. Now we're going to go to add to products. Now in here, when you add a product, and I'm going to go ahead and add a product, let's say, texting. Okay. And obviously you can put an image over here and all that stuff. And so we're going to say $50. All right, save. Okay, and then we can go in and we can continue and we can keep adding products to our stores. All right. Verify your geo settings. This is just happens to be where you are if you're in the United States, which most of you are. And just you're in the United States. That way it sets up the correct currency and the correct weights. Proceed to next step. This is your information for your store. Hit save. And literally your store is set up that quick. Okay. Let's go down here to products real quick. Catalog products. Sorry, guys, I'm about to choke to death. Okay, you can see here I've got coupons, $49, loyalty rewards, mobile business card, texting. Does everybody see right here where I put monthly hosting and maintenance? 0. Remember I told you last week I can show you how to use this as a recurring platform. You just have to do it manually. I'm actually going to show you how to go in and set this up as a manual platform. But what you have to do when you do this is to set up a monthly hosting and maintenance or whatever you call it and set it up at $0. And that way, when you do that, let's come over here and take a look at this. You're going to put a disclaimer in here. Let this load up. Hosting and maintenance starts 30 days from date of purchase and will be billed. Let me get rid of Liza there. Will be billed 30 days from date of purchase and will be billed as digital paygate and or Stripe on your statement. That's very important that you put that on there because what's going to happen in 30 days is they're going to come up and they say, what the heck is that $49 charge for? And they don't remember. And then when they see the name or whoever it is, whatever your company name is, mobile, my billing company happens to be Digital Paygate. And but hosting and maintenance starts 30 days from date. Now, this is extremely important. And listen to what I'm fixing to tell you. This is something you cannot be lazy on. Okay? This is something that you have to do, and you have to do it when you make the sale or at nighttime when you go back. All right? Extremely important. You can't wait 5 days and go in and start your monthly. Okay? You don't want to do that. You want to do that immediately because what happens is 5 days turns into 20, 20 turns into 30. Now, next thing you know, you're 15 days into the next pay date. Okay? And as soon as your next 15 days into the next pay cycle, and you're trying to go back and collect that money from them, it's not going to happen. So Money management is key to making money in any business. And this is something you can't jack around with. This is something that you have to make sure that if you use a system that's not automated up front, I'm going to show you how to automate it from this point on. Okay. Once you create your store and get your initial payment from them, but you have to make sure that you go in and set up the automated subscription service, either when you go to lunch and break out your laptop and do it, or you make sure you make a note and go home and do it. How many of you want to have 200 customers that you go 5 days over or 10 days over and you just lost $20 on their monthly? You don't want to do that, right? I mean, that's a lot of money. You have 500 customers, you just lost $1,000 in less than a month. How many of you want to lose $1,000 in less than a month? I don't think anybody. And I'm stressing that because this is what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to forget about it because you're going to get busy. You're going to get on the phone. When you walk out of their store, you're going to go get lunch. You're going to forget about it. You're not going to take your laptop in. You're going to go home. You're going to be tired. It's been a long day. You've had a bunch of no's. You had 2 yeses. And those 2 yeses are not going to be complete. The sale is not going to be completed because you didn't go into stride. So if you're that person, this is not a good way to go. I'm just going to preface that. That's the disclaimer. Okay. This is not going to be a good way to go for you if you do not follow through with your own money. All right. So we've set it up at no cost because this is going to happen 30 days later. We're going to build this. All right. So now let's come over here. You can set up every single product like that. Okay, let's come over here to our online store. And here's our online store. Now, this is the store it creates. You can go in the back end and you can, this is kind of, how many of you use WordPress? Does anybody here use WordPress? They've got the same similar setup for changing out all these images. You can put your own image here. You can change out all this text. Literally takes 10 minutes. You know, it even tells you the size of the image to use and the whole 9 yards. Okay, it's got a little button right here that'll scroll you down. Now, here's the products I just put in. See, there's the texting product. I just added that. Okay, I just added that. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go into the store, and this is mobile friendly, very, very mobile friendly. It looks really good on a mobile app. Okay, so you're going to come in and Jerry wants to buy a mobile business card, so we sold him a mobile business card. Okay, and we're going to add that to the bag. Now, this is what I recommend you do. While you're doing this and they're talking to you and you're going through the products that they purchased because you're looking at your little sheet that you made all the notes on, okay, you're going to come in and you're going to add that. Then we're going to come back over here to the catalog, okay? Okay, Jerry also bought loyalty rewards. All right, we're going to add that to the bag. And this is all going into the shopping cart. Let's go back to the catalog. He also bought texting. Add it to the bag. Let's go back to the catalog. And you're just walking down your mobile app and you're doing this. This is the most important thing that you're going to do at the end. You're going to add this monthly hosting and maintenance at $0. Why? Because you're telling them, adding this, that in 30 days, they're going to be billed, okay, that $49 for the cost. All right. And you need to make sure that's all down, all in here, whatever your monthly cost is going to be. All right. So now we've got everything in there, right? That totals $248. And we're going to go to checkout. And we're going to hand them our phone so that they can put all of their information in right here. Let them do that. The worst thing I hate is for somebody to ask me for my debit or credit card and ask them to give it to me. Give it to them. I've been hacked since October 4 times. I just had a $1,200 charge on my card. I don't give my debit card to anyone. And more people are starting to freak out about that. So simply hand them your phone, and or if you carry a tablet, this would be a great time to invest in a tablet. It's Christmas time. Go spend $400 or how much ever a tablet costs, $699. Go get you a nice tablet that you can set your store up on, okay? So that when you're doing your presentation and you're doing the checkout, you can literally walk it through with them. It's a great way to do that. Okay. Give them that, let them place the order. The next step they're going to go to, they're going to go into and they're going to put in their credit card information. They're going to hit submit. And guess what? You just got paid. It goes directly into your Stripe account. How many of you use Stripe? Does anybody on here use Stripe? Anybody? Yes, yes. Now, I don't know how you do this with other PayPal may be able to do it. Square. I mean, you can hook any. They've got like 100 different payment processors, but Stripe is the only one I know how to do a subscription on. So that's what I'm going to teach you tonight. Okay. So there we go. We go through that and we've got all that done. We set up our store and literally, I mean, I did this like 2 hours ago in 10 minutes before training. I set this store up. Now, I didn't change out all the images and stuff, but literally you can go in and do that in about 10 minutes. Now let's come over here and walk through Stripe. I'm going to change the screen and I hope it changes. So which part of the 248 is residual and how does it automatically compute it? None of the 248 was residual. That was your charges. Let me go back over here. Let me back up. Let me go back to the store. Bought a mobile business card. I think you bought texting. Maybe there was loyalty rewards. That is your upfront cost. Your monthly residual is whatever you're going to make it. I mean, I didn't put a price in there, but you can't put a price right here. You have to put it up here on the name, like monthly hosting and maintenance, $49. It's $0 today because it's going to charge them in 30 days, right? It's going to charge them in 30 days your hosting fee. That's your residual right here. None of the 248 is residual. Now, you can charge the hosting right up front. So you could make this 48 now and then go in and do 48 a month or 49 a month or 52 a month, whatever you want to do. I always build the first month into my pricing. That's just the way I do it. Like I do on everything else I do. Okay. I'm still on the front page of what? I don't know why this thing is. Can you see it now? Can you see me scrolling now? Yep. Okay. Thanks. So you're going to click on whatever. In this case, the monthly residual is based on $0 today and then whatever you want it to be. Now, when you write this in here, you need to put that amount on there, like monthly hosting and maintenance, $49 a month. That way they know. That way they see it. Okay. Now, when we check out, it's broke down here. There's 4 items. And that totals your $248. It's a mobile business card for $149, loyalty rewards for $49, texting for $50, and the monthly hosting this month is $0, but next month that's going to be whatever you want it to be. Okay. Then they check out. So you make $248 today and whatever your monthly is next month. How many of you charge a residual on every single thing you do? Whether it be a mobile business card or anything like that. Now I'm fixing to show you how to do that. That's what we're going to show you tonight, how to do the monthly subscription. If you use Stripe, that's the only thing I know how to use. Yeah, monthly residual, absolutely. If you guys haven't done that, I'm going to show you something amazing in a minute. Okay. On this one account that I'm fixing to show you, every bit of the money that you're going to see for the last 4 weeks is monthly residual. Okay. It's monthly residual from a shopping cart. All right. Any other questions on this part? Yeah, that's what I'm fixing to show you is how to set up the monthly residual. Now you should see, let me try this again. You should see, it should say start selling online. Does everybody see that? And I'm fixing to switch the screen. Okay. Does everybody see that? Awesome. Okay. Now this is just a screenshot of my Stripe account because I didn't want to go in there live, obviously. Okay. Now This is from an actual shopping cart site, okay, of sales that I do. And this is where the monthly residual into this account right here. This is where the monthly residual comes into. And this is for the last 4 weeks on this one account from this one site. Okay. $4,435.48. Now, this is what I want to share with you. Does everybody see this right here? And this is the reason I did this. Up 54.5%. Up 54.5% over the previous 4 weeks. So that's the beginning of November till now. Okay? The 12th of November till now. Does everybody see why you really want to get out and bust your butt in November and December? 12 new customers, up 140%, 140% in those 4 periods on this shopping site. Does everybody see that? I mean, it's amazing what residual income will do for you. Now, the great thing is this 4 weeks rolls into the next 4 weeks with whatever money we make in the next 4 weeks. So this number always increases with residual income. So set up your products and sell your products and create a residual base for you. That's the most important thing you can do. How many of you sold $4,500 worth of products this month? How many of you sold $4,500 worth of products this month and did $4,500 or more? One person? I mean, there's a whole buttload in here. Get out and go to work. It can be done. Trust me, if I can do it, if he can do it, if the guy that said yes can do it, anybody can do it. So you log into your Stripe account, and I brought this up for a reason because I want to show you that there is money to be made in November and December. Huge money to be made in November and December. All right. Now, I'm going to come over and I'm going to go to customers. Okay. Now, you created a new customer when what? When that person, okay, and I've got all these people blocked out right here. These are actually customers, but I blocked it out because I didn't really want everybody to see who all the customers were. So you come over, you're going to click on customers, and you're going to come down here, and you're going to choose the customer that you just built. Now, these are going to be up at the top. Okay, these are going to be up at the top. So all you have to do is click on those. So we're going to click on the customer, okay? And here's the customer, all right? And we're going to come down, and we're going to come down right here. This is create payment. I can create a one-off payment, but I don't want to do that. I want to add a subscription. Does everybody see that? We're going to select the customer. Let me back this up. We're going to select the customer. We're going to scroll down the page. We're not going to create a payment because a payment is just a payment. We want to add a subscription service to this. That's why this is extremely important that you do this now, okay? That you do this on the same day because this is going to set it up this way. Now, you can put trailing in there and you can do some things and you can manipulate it around, but don't make it difficult on yourself because then you're going to screw up the automated payments and the customer's not going to be happy. Unless you're really good at getting in this back office, and I'm in here all the time and I'm not really good at it, okay? So you're going to come up here and you're going to hit add subscription. You know what's sad? I'm not even paying myself. No, I'm kidding. This is what happens when your credit card gets stolen. December 6th, 7th, and 8th, my credit card was stolen. I had to get a new credit card. This is a fake. This is just a test account anyway, but that was a live card. That's why it says fail. This is a test right here. And then we come up and we got all the failures. So we're going to add the subscription, okay? Now, we've got to do what? We've got to add a product. Now, you can use the same product over and over and over. Just, if it's a monthly fee, just call it a monthly fee. But you've got to add those products. You can either do it here or you can come up here and add products. But since we're in here now, and this is our first one, we're going to come in here. We're going to add a product. And I'm going to put, this is Carry Monthly, okay? This was just a test product. This is Carry Monthly. And I created that product. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click on that. And now that product is in here. Now I'm going to show you something right here. You want to click on automatically charge a payment source on file. You already have their debit card. You already have their information. Okay. Everything is already done. And so you're going to come up here and you're going to simply click on that. And that's going to take everything else away. And then always email invoices to the customer to pay manually. Okay. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to email them an invoice, because this is what happens when you email an invoice to a customer to pay. What are they naturally going to do? They're going to sit on it for a week. What did you just do? You lost 1 week's worth of money from them. So you just lost an entire week of residual income. And if they're paying you $100 a month, an entire week is $25. Just think if you had 1,000 customers that didn't pay for 1 week. Okay, that didn't pay for 1 week. It's hard enough chasing these people when they owe you money to begin with. And every one of you chase people that owe you money. I do it every single day. Okay, I literally chase people for money every single day. But I learned something. Turn their stuff off and they'll pay you really quickly, because somebody's going to come in and say, hey, this isn't working anymore. So I don't even give a grace period anymore. I turn it off immediately and send them an email and say, I've got a girl that does it. But she sends out an email and says, hey, I just turned you off. You owe us money, and pay us and we'll turn you back on. We're just like the electric company, you know, and with the electric company, you're going to pay them some more money. So then we're going to click start subscription. And when we start the subscription, you're going to see up here, I did this today. So this trial, okay, this trial ends in 30 days. So January the 11th, the trial's over. On January the 12th, she's going to get dinged for her $49 or whatever you set it up to be. All right. Everybody get that? Is there anything I need to go over and do on this? I love Stripe because they've got a really, really cool back end, and they constantly update it and upgrade it. And their analytics are amazing. I mean, you can really see down to the nuts and bolts what your business is doing. You know, you can go out and you can chase credit card rates around the room all day long. But I can tell you, there's always a fee somewhere that when you really sit down with it, it probably all pretty much comes out the same. And Stripe is also what? Stripe is also internet user friendly. Yes. Yeah, you can do that. You can add as many products as you want. You can add, okay, monthly texting. Now, but for that customer, okay, let's say you go in there and that customer, let's go back to the customer. Okay, let me pull that screen back up. Hang on just 1 second. Because you don't want to bill them 25 times. Okay. So whatever customer A is, if she owes you $25, $50 a month on texting, and she owes you $49 a month on hosting, so now she owes you $99 a month. This is how I would do that. And you guys can do it any way you want to. If this is a recurring for Judy Smith, who just became a customer that day, and you're not usually going to have more than two or three of these to do. If you're making 3 sales a day, you're doing really, really well. You know, some of you are doing 1 or 2 sales. Some of you are doing 1. So you're not going to have a lot of these to do. I would set it up. I would set that product up specifically as Carrie Miller recurring fee. And on the next one, it would be Jerry Dietrich recurring fee. You know, Jacques recurring fee. You know, Mark Earl recurring fee. I mean, everybody would have their own recurring fee. And that's the way I would set it up. That way, if anything happens and you need to go in and make any adjustments, you're going to make it on that one customer. You can make it on that one customer versus making it on multiple customers. Does that make sense? And that's the way I would do it to manage it. That, to me, that's the best way to manage it in a system that's not doing it automatically for you. Because if you was doing this in an automatic sense, using a program like Bold Rush or something like that, that does it automatically, or Thrivecart, it sets it up automatically per customer. So you can go in and manipulate it automatically by customer. So this way you have it set up that way. A little more work will save you a lot of money. Now let me say this: if you got 10 salesmen on the street, you don't want to do this way. You want to buy a Thrive Cart program or one of the cart programs out there that connects to Stripe and or your merchant account, so that it can do recurring income, residual recurring income. Yes, you can put as many cart products in here as you want. Let me pull up the real site here. Give me 1 second. Let me come out of here. Yeah, $15 a month. I'm fixing to show you. That's what I'm fixing to show you guys. Right up here, go to pricing. Now, the platform I'm showing you is free, but also the platform I'm showing you doesn't connect to Stripe. So, but $15 a month is nothing. So you can get the $15 a month program, okay? And with the $15 a month program, all right here, if you pay it annually, it's $12.50, but you get your online store, you get all this stuff, and you get 100 products versus 10. 10 for most of you. How do you get the card information or a Stripe? You got to integrate Stripe with eSwed. Yeah, it's just a connection, an API connection. It tells you exactly how to go to Stripe, log into Stripe, and it connects automatically. Set up your Stripe account. If you don't have a Stripe account, let me tell you a Stripe secret. If you don't have a Stripe account and you open your Stripe account, run a debit through there or a credit through there of $1, because the very first charge takes 7 days to clear to the bank. After that, it's every 2 to 3 days. Sometimes I get my money if people like today, what is today, Wednesday? Like today had really good sales day. All that money is already being deposited tomorrow. So that's very quick. But it's normally 3 business days. Money that comes in on Friday will usually be there on Tuesday. So just depends on when it hits. But, once you get that residual coming in, it doesn't really matter. You just know you're getting a paycheck every day. So you get and in here on digital goods, which you don't have any digital goods unless you got some stuff that you're downloading. Get 100 megabytes per file, which is really good if you're doing PDF sales and sales like maybe you're selling product knowledge or how-to books for your clients and things like that. But you get a lot of extra stuff over here. Discount coupons, automated tax calculations. That's pretty important. You got to charge tax on all this stuff. Inventory management. Don't really have inventory. A Facebook pixel, you need to be using that. Google Shopping, which is really cool. Chat support. And these are all the platforms that supports it. I mean, you can literally build a WordPress site. Advantage of eSwed rather than PayPal. PayPal is not a shopping cart. PayPal is not an e-commerce site. I mean, now you can take PayPal and set it up, but I hate PayPal personally. eSwed is an actual shopping e-commerce site where people could literally go there without you and buy your product. PayPal is just a merchant account. That's all PayPal is. You can set up recurring with PayPal, one-offs and things like that. PayPal is a pain to set up a cart system with. Yeah, they tell the people. They get an email that says, hey, your card's expiring. And guess what? They never go in and update it. So you have to send out 5 emails to the customer and say, hey, your card expired. Your card expired. Then you have to call them and say, hey, your card expired. Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to update that. I'm sorry you lost $1 million this month because everybody's card expired. That is part of it. That's the way it goes. If you think for a second that people pay attention if their card expired, I got a bridge to sell you. People will not tell you when they change their card number. A lot of things happen. Have to be prepared for it. That way you make sure you've got the correct margins in there to cover that stuff. You know, $49 a month. I mean, it depends on what you're selling them. You know, your residual is based on what you sell them. Do you have a hosting fee for your app? You know, do you do a $19.99 or a $29.99 hosting fee for your app, or do you just go sell an app and let it sit out there? On the bottom of their the bottom of their ticket, there's a link that says click here and update your information. But let me just use that as an example. Every email that I send out on an expired card or a failed payment has the same link on the bottom of every email. And you know what we do every day? We send out 30 or 40 emails telling people either pay your bill or we're shutting you down. You know, people don't pay attention to that. People do not update their own cards until they're forced to. They don't. It's just we are creatures of bad habit. People do not update their card information because your money is not important. Theirs is. I'll give you a prime example. Appwizard Studio. Nancy does nothing but chase money for resellers for Appwizard Studio whose cards expire. And there is a link at the bottom of every single email that says click here and update your card. Same thing. It is what it is. I mean, that's part of doing business in the e-com world or in the reseller market world. You know, a brick and mortar store, you're doing one-off sales. So they either get it on a spot or you don't get the product. In a residual world, e-com world, where you're selling a residual-based product, you're going to fight it. You're going to fight it. And it's frustrating. I mean, it's very frustrating. Call me on the 16th of the month. No, don't call me on the 16th of the month. But I think the $15 package would just about cover every single person in Appwizard Studio. So $15 is a very small investment for you to run an e-com store with your products. I mean, if you're doing residual income, you have to have a way. How do you guys collect payment? Let me ask this question. We got a bunch of people on the call tonight. How do you collect payments now? How does everybody on the call collect payments now? What do you use for your residual monthly income? Does QuickBooks do a residual? Does QuickBooks automatically bill your customers for you? Your bookkeeper bills your people for you? Want me to show you a way to save you want me to set it up for you and you pay me what you pay your bookkeeper? Anybody else? I mean, that's a bad way to do it. Anybody else have what do you use for residual monthly income? I don't bill anybody. QuickBooks will set up auto payment. So when you swipe the card, so let me understand QuickBooks because that may be a way for everybody to do that. So when you swipe your debit card on your QuickBooks checkout, and you've got a $49 residual on it, it'll automatically take care of that for them. QuickBooks does that. Does QuickBooks do ACH also? And is it all automatic? You stick the little card reader in your phone and you swipe the card on the spot? I'm asking those questions so that may be another way for those that are on here that are going out every day chasing down money, wasting their time instead of making money. That could be a great way for them to use if QuickBooks does. QuickBooks to me is one of the hardest programs out there. No, they bill the credit card. So you just type the credit card in on the little thing, which is what you will have to do on this too. You're going to have to hand them the phone and let them type their credit card information in and their email address and all that stuff. I use a program called ThriveCart. Okay, ThriveCart is a cart system. It does all the billing. It takes all their money. All I do is set up a link and attach it to a link, attach it to something, but and it does the recurring payments for me. That account that I was in earlier that I showed you guys on the for the Stripe, that's all ThriveCart. That one account, everything that goes into that account is ThriveCart. It's a cart program. $600 or $700. I got in on it when it was $89 like 2 years ago, and now it's like $600 or $700. I don't even know if they're letting anybody in anymore. It's kind of a closed system. Yeah, I've got a couple of people that pay me checks, but they're always on time. You know, they're always on time. But I don't get into invoicing. That's I'll never do. I'll never do that. Never, never, never. Don't want to do that. ACH is where they take it out of your checking account. They literally put ACH is the best way to go because people don't change their checking account. They change their debit cards. Stripe has an ACH program now that you can sign up for. And you actually take a check versus a debit card. That is the best way in the world to go is ACH, automatic check withdraw. I don't know what it stands for. Okay. But that's the best way to go. ACH takes it directly from their checking account through a check, a routing number and a check and a account number. Best way to, because see people, a debit card is attached to a bank account. People in business do not change their bank account. They do change their debit cards frequently, especially when they start getting in money trouble. Okay, this is what businesses do. They start getting in some money trouble and they can't pay all their bills this month. So what's the first thing they do in order to move capital around to do the things they need to do? They turn off their debit card for all their automated payments. So now what happens is they don't have any money going out and they can restructure. And then when they get their new debit card, then they can wait another 30 days and pay that debit card, and catch up because now they've got their money straightened out. Businesses do that all the time. All the time. If you're selling enough business, I can guarantee you've seen it happen. I can promise you've seen it happen. I've got one customer that changes his, I don't know why, he changes his credit card every single month. Every single month he changes his debit card. Every month. Craziest thing I've ever seen. He said he's hiding from hackers, but I've never seen anything like that. Okay, let me go over here real quick. Let me go into Appwizard Studio. Can everybody see the Appwizard Studio panel? Awesome. Now let's go into the Edit Web App. And what you're going to do, you're going to take that link, that HTTPS link. Jacques, this training was just for you, buddy. Okay, and you're going to come over here. Now, you can see I've already done it. I've already put the link in here. But you're going to come over to content. You're going to go to links to web and pages and phone numbers. You're going to add a new link. And when you add a new link, you're going to type in shopping cart like I have here. You're going to select link to website. Okay, link to website. And when you do that, let the bandwidth catch up. When you do that, then you're going to have your shopping cart. You're going to have your link right here. Just simply hit save. And there's your shopping cart. And you can put this in your phone. I mean, you can put this, if you got your own little app that you use, you don't even really have to go out, click it. It's not going to open in the phone because it's whatever. It's going to take it to the outside link because it's an outside link. But if I was on a phone, it would open in a phone. It's not opening on a phone on mine. Oh, I may have the whatchamacallit turned on. Let me see here. Let me see something here real quick. I may have the disable desktop. Let me see if I have that turned off. Yeah, desktop preview's off. But it takes it outside on this. Now, if I was on my phone, it would take me to the browser in the phone. Any questions at all? How many of you went into Eastwood last week after training? And I know some of you did because I've talked to you this week. Went into Eastwood last week and set up your account. How did I put that link on top? Just go into Edit Web App. Because as you know, when you put it in there, it's going to be at the bottom because it's a new link, right? That's why you're asking. Yes, absolutely. Go to links. Now, when you create a new link, it's always at the bottom, right? So it's down here. So what you want to do is just drag this. Anything that's got an arrow right here, just drag it up to the top of the links and it'll move it up to the top. Do you have the free program? Oh, you have to turn off. You have to turn that off. It's in the back end of the program. I did that a while ago. It's under, hang on just a second. It's under setup shipping right here. Disable shipping for products right here where it says shipping. Right up here, set up shipping or pickup. Disable shipping for products. And that will turn that off. That will turn off that, give me an address to deliver to. Now, also, when you get the $15 program, that is set up specifically for digital products. Okay, it's set up specifically for digital products. But that's why that was asking for that. I saw that earlier when I was playing around with this for training. So just go to setup and disable shipping. I sell digital goods or services and do not need to set up shipping. Just turn that off. That help you out there, buddy? Oh, yeah. You can upgrade it. Matter of fact, there's a button right up here at the top. Unlock more features, upgrade, right? You can either click here, upgrade your account to unlock new ways to sell, promote, and manage your store, or you can click the upgrade button. And it doesn't change anything in your store. Nothing in your store at all. All it does is add more features, and it just simply goes in and turns it on. Yep, absolutely cool. Guys, this is a great, I'm telling you, if you don't have a shopping cart, and I'm going to close with this. This is your Christmas present. I'm going to give you a Christmas present. If you don't have a shopping cart, get one and start making residual income. Okay? Start making residual income. $4,500 a month off of one shopping cart is residual income. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. You know, it just doesn't get better than that. I've got 4 different shopping carts. I've got 4 different shopping carts, and then I've got about 60 customers on individual links that I create for the businesses. When I do online, when I do live sales online, everybody knows I do a lot of webinars, right? When I do live sales online, and this is what I do. I use Zoom, which is what you're on now. If you don't use Zoom, you really need to get it. I do the majority of my sales on Zoom calls. Okay, on Zoom calls. And what I do is when that Zoom call is over and I close the deal, I will create a link. Okay, I will create a link and I will send that to them. And that is totally separate from the stores or anything else. And I got about 60 plus customers on just those individual links that comes in. That's another source of revenue that I use selling online, but I'm live online when I sell. It's individual one-on-one, but they pay me and I send them a link to pay me. So that's another source of income. Residual, yes. It's an upfront payment and residual. I learned a long time ago, and this is a fact. You can do one of 2 things in life. You can work yourself until you're in the grave. They're going to throw dirt on top of you, and they're going to say, boy, that guy was a hard worker. And or you can build a residual income base, and they can throw dirt on you when you're in the grave. And they're going to say, man, that guy had the best life I've ever seen. He creates disposable income that builds your life to do the things that you want to do. I'm not saying you have to be rich. Some people don't want to be rich, okay? Me personally, I like having money. But 2 things happen. You either have the money to do what you want to do, or you sit at home and you crying. And so I can help put you on the path that you need to go. And that is a fact. If you're not creating residual income, and I can't remember who it was that said this in a webinar a few weeks ago, they were afraid to ask for money. If you're afraid to ask for money, you've got to stop that today, because next 2019 is going to be no different then than it is now. And that's a fact. Okay. All right, man. Everybody, ladies, gentlemen, Jerry and Jacques. I just said that because you guys happen to be the ones I'm looking at right now. I greatly appreciate you coming out. Next week will be our last training before Christmas. Yeah, I used to have 3 of the ladies that baked really great chocolate chip cookies, and they would send them to me every year. And one of the ladies, she was a doll, and I hate to say I can't remember her name, but she passed away a few years ago. And every year at Christmas, she made these chocolate chip cookies, and she crushed up candy canes, and she chipped little pieces of candy cane in those chocolate chip cookies. So if anybody does that and you happen to make some extras this year, how about Sherry? Thank you, Sherry. I just loved her. I mean, absolutely adored her. Her and the guy up in Nebraska and we built out the first, and it was nightmare, the first direct Appwizard Studio directory. And it literally took up like 500 apps. It was the craziest thing. But she was a go-getter. I loved her to death. I miss her so much. And I miss those chocolate chip cookies with those little bitty chips of candy cane in them. They were amazing. They were amazing. So if you've never made them, try that this year. God bless. Good night. Love you all. And thank you, Don. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Awesome, dude. Sounds good. All right, everybody. Good night. We will see you next Wednesday. Thank you. Hey, welcome aboard, Joan. Good to have you here tonight.